I mean, you can scan all of those books that you mentioned in our podcast episode, and I can't even recall any of the authors because they were way above what was expected of me in high school and even college. But sure, I could read all those books. I could read all the books in the world, but I don't have anybody to bounce the idea back from. And I think that's, to your point, like, that's why I think so many of our brothers are drawn to you as our elephant in the lodge, because we want to come to you for that wisdom. And that's, kind of back to that point that I had made earlier. It's when you say there's a little bit of ego where you're like, I don't want to be seen as the old wise man. But then there's also that other part where you're like, wow, they are looking to me for some guidance. And now I got to do some reflection before I start sharing this advice with people, because what I tell somebody, how I feel about something, what I think about something, that could impact future actions that they make in their life.
Absolutely. I know of some young Masons who, at least they were young some years ago when they first approached me, and they would pick my brain, for hours. We'll go to the pub and they'll just ask me a million questions. But now I see the same thing happening to them, where the younger men are coming up to them and asking them the same questions that they used to ask me. And there are brothers. I mean, like, I'll give a shout out to Right Worshipful and illustrious Michael LaRocco, the librarian. I love Michael dearly, and sometimes when I'm in the city and I know he's there, I just stop by just to sit down and talk with him, because it's always going to be an engaging conversation. So I do seek him out, and there are other brothers too, and it's a wonderful thing, because I have tons of books in my house. I'm overflowing with books, and I remember when I first became a Mason, and I was reading a lot of books, and right after I read Holy Blood, Holy Grail, I was so excited. I tried to engage people at work in conversation, and they would all just give me this strange look. I was like, ooh, okay, maybe I can't talk about this stuff with everybody. So it was kind of lonely for a while, because I was so hyped and pumped up with all this new knowledge and information that was coming to me. And yet, it was hard. And as I started out by saying, in my lodge in Queens at the time, it was all about having a ladies' night where someone was going to teach us flower arranging. We had another Masonic evening where we had a fire marshal come talk to us about fire safety in the home. I was like, what? This is not what I signed up for. Fire safety in the home and flower arranging? I mean, they meant well, but that just was not what I signed on for. So the path of wisdom, the path of knowledge, can sometimes be a very lonely one. And hopefully, if you are a Freemason, you do run into kindred spirits that you can sit down and have these conversations with. But sometimes I think people who don't have the benefit of belonging to an organization like this, it can be very lonely. Who do you discuss these things with?
Yep. Well, and I think the other thing too, what I loved about this episode is we kind of knocked down that myth that, the old guys don't want to talk to the young guys. That's not true.
That's not true.
The old guys are here for the same reason that the young guys are. So young guys, quit being such wimps and go talk to the old guys, because you're going to learn more than you could have read in 5, 10, 20 books. You're going to get literally the Cliff Notes.